Hello pretties, welcome back to my channel. So today is going to be draw with me. Ta-da! So this will be the drawing that I'm going to draw. Now let's start drawing. One of the things I love most about drawing is that every single artist has their own style. Even if 100 people draw the exact same character, every drawing will look different. That's what makes art so special. There isn't just one correct way to draw. Your style is what makes your artwork unique. Anime is one of my favorite art styles because it's so expressive. A character can look happy, excited, calm, mysterious, or even brave with just a few small changes. It's amazing how sometimes as simple as a smile or the shape of the eyes can completely change the feeling of a character. I also think drawing is one of the best ways to relax. When you're focused on creating something, you don't think about stress or being busy. You just enjoy the moment. Sometimes time passes so quickly that you don't even notice an hour has gone by. One thing I want everyone to remember is that nobody starts out as an amazing artist. Every artist has old drawings that they laugh at today. That's completely normal because improving takes time. Every drawing, even the ones you don't like, teaches you something new. Sometimes people compare their art to others online. I think it's much better to compare your drawings to your own older drawings. That's the best way to see how much you improved. Small improvements every day become big improvements over time. Another fun thing about anime is creating your own original characters. You can imagine their personality, favorite color, hobbies, or even magical powers if you want. There are no limits to your imagination. Art is also a great way to tell stories. A single picture can make people wonder who the character is, where they are, or what adventure they're about to go on. That's one of my favorite things about drawing. Every picture can have its own story. If you're someone who's learning to draw, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Mistakes aren't something to hide, they're part of learning. Every artist erases lines, changes ideas, and starts over sometimes. One tip that really helps is to practice a little whenever you can. It doesn't have to be a huge drawing every day. Even 5 or 10 minutes of sketching can help you improve over time. The important thing is to enjoy drawing instead of worrying about making everything perfect. I also love how creative the art community is. People come up with so many different ideas, styles, and characters. Looking at other artists' work can inspire you to try something new. But remember to create in your own way too. One of the nicest feelings is finishing a drawing and looking back at all the time and effort you put into it. Even if it isn't perfect, it's something you created with your own imagination, and that's something to be proud of. Have you ever noticed that everyone sees the same drawing differently? One person might think a character looks kind, while another person thinks the same character looks brave or confident. I think that's one of the coolest things about art. A single person can tell a different story to every person who looks at it. If you could create your own anime world, what will it be? Will it be a magical kingdom with floating islands, a peaceful village surrounded by cherry blossom trees, or maybe a futuristic city with flying cars and glowing lights everywhere? I think imagining those worlds is just as fun as drawing them. Here's a fun question for you. If this character could have one special power, what will it be? Will you choose the power to fly, control water, freeze time, talk to animals, or teleport anywhere in the world? I think teleportation will be really useful because you could travel anywhere in seconds. Another thing I love about drawing is that it helps you use your imagination. Sometimes all you need is a pencil and a piece of paper, and suddenly you created someone who never existed before. That's pretty amazing when you think about it. Did you know that many famous artists filled entire sketchbooks with quick drawings instead of spending hours making every page perfect? They practiced again and again. That's a great reminder that improvement comes from consistency, not perfection. I also think every drawing has a little story behind it, even if the artist doesn't explain it. You can imagine what the character is thinking, where they're going, or what adventure they're about to begin. That's why I enjoy looking at other people's artwork too. It gives me so many ideas. Let's play a little imagination game. Imagine this character is about to go on an adventure. What's the first place they visit? A quiet cafe? A giant castle? A hidden forest? Or maybe they're just walking home after a long day. There are so many possibilities. Sometimes people ask, how do I get better at drawing? My answer is always the same. Keep drawing. It doesn't matter if it's 5 minutes or 50 minutes. Every little bit of practice adds up over time. One thing that's really fun is trying different drawing challenges. For example, you could draw a character using only one color. So now I'm done drawing and this is the final look. So now let's start coloring. Okay, I just traced it with a black pen. And it's so pretty. Snack time! Final look. Wow! It's so good and pretty. See, just like this, practice every day and you'll get improvement. So now let me clean a bit because it's so messy. Wow, I cleaned it. So this is how the drawing turned out. And I'll see you in the next video, pretties. Bye!